pretty good. But anytime the club goes under the plane, or the club head gets behind the hands at the first parallel, that means you're going to come over the top. You're going to come down steeper than you go back. So on your backswing, the club's underneath the plane. Now the position at the top of the swing is good, but you can see how it's steeper coming down. See how it's over. So the backswing plane is much more shallow. The angle of the club shaft when the left arm's parallel is 34 degrees. When you come down, the shaft is like 70 degrees. In the same position the shaft is now.
So you're saying when I come down, I should come down more like this?
Well, you should go back more in the cone and come down on a shallower plane. So let me just show you what it looks like. The best players in the world go back. The hands stay on the shaft plane, and when they cock the wrists, when the left arm's parallel to the ground, the wrists cock on a more vertical plane, 72 degrees. Now remember what we saw your swing. You came back on a much too shallow plane. Your wrists cock on about a 30-degree angle. That's off plane. Now, why is it off plane? Because it's not parallel to the shaft plane. 55 degrees is about parallel to the shaft plane. Yours is way under the plane. Now his is a little steeper than the shaft plane. Here's the shaft plane angle, 59. He's cocking his wrists on a 72-degree angle. The shaft's at 72 degrees. Now when he comes down, now he's parallel to the plane. That's what we're talking about. Now the shaft is parallel to this line. Well, when you come down, yours is coming in too steep. It goes back shallow and it comes in steep. He does the opposite. He goes back steep and comes in shallow. So that's what I'm trying to get you to do. Now that's easy to do. So all that means is keep the handle pointed toward the body, and then the shaft sets on a vertical plane, and then coming down it'll automatically come in on a shallow plane. So all I'm really saying, Scott, is if we get the takeaway down, notice where the club is on takeaway. The club head is outside the hands, or to, I would term that an 11 o'clock position, or so. So effectively what that means is this front angle of the front hand remains constant. Notice that angle doesn't change. Well, that's not what you do. You bend the wrist right away. So you do this. See how you bump? This wrist angle should never move. So that's a big difference. Notice here on this gentleman's backswing how the shaft is pointing directly towards his body. When you take it back, your club shaft's pointed over toward the fence over there. It's pointed over there somewhere. His is pointed straight into his body. That's because he hasn't done anything with his hands. Your first move is you break your wrists, and then the club head goes behind you. Yeah. So we need a different takeaway. Now, at the top of your backswing, what I was remarking about that I liked was the club gets in a pretty good position there. That's better than you've done before. I'll show you where you were when you started. A while back, I don't have too many swings from face on. This was a while back, but you notice how you're tilted over here. Anyway, this is a better backswing.